Hey you guys, so now I have put on the camouflage and on the German Walker, so this is gonna be for the last video for this guy, so I thought that I could film him before I put on all of the weathering and so on, so I could show you how he looks just with the camouflage. So I did these different patterns that crawls over the tank chassis or the mecha, and oops, there was a what do you call a panzer division in Normandy that used one that was quite much like this, and there were so many different camouflage that the Germans used. So, and yeah, the shirts and popped off. There you can see, so we can have a look at it. On the back side I made camouflage too, so yeah. And here we can see the gun with the camouflage on. This is, in my opinion, absolutely tabletop standard. But we are gonna go a little bit further than that. So I'm gonna do weathering and some details and so on. That will come to this too. And the base. So I like how it turned out. These models are really cool when you start working with them, you know, when you get in there and when they get their details going. And you can see that the quality just ramps up when you work with them, you know. So lovely models. We can take a look at the inside of one of the guns too, I guess. So let's see if I can just do like that. And here we have the inside of one gun. Camouflage there too, as you can see. So I worked it through the pretty much whole thingy. I like how it turned out actually, so it's really cool camouflage. But something that I won't probably do with the other tanks are the stages where I worked with the rust, because those were unnecessary, I feel like now, because when you put on 3 layers of camouflage, it is pretty much, you can't almost see it in many places, so yeah. But they should still have a pre-shading, but yeah, I don't think I will do the rust stage on them. If it is going to be more rust, it is on this stage that you should paint it on, I think. So yeah, but yeah, soon you will see the finished product of this German Walker for Dust. Be right back. And we are back again with some magic of video. So I've done quite much work on this, as you may see. So the first thing I did after the camouflage was that I took a thinned out layer of Agrax Earth Shade, a brown wash, over the whole model to make it look a little bit more weathered, so it wasn't that bright as it was before, because it looks like factory new, and that is not really what we're looking for. I was looking for the realistic look for this one, so I think that the owner also wanted something like that. So I've been working over the model with brown wash, and then I did some weathering with some brown colors that I stippled on, and then with some metal colors that I stippled on too, all over the model. First I did the crosses, by the way, the Balkenkreuz. I free-handed those because I didn't have the yeah, I didn't have any stickers or so. It's harder than it looks actually to freehand them, so it took some time. And as you can see, there are like these lines with brown stuff that is, I think it is called grime in English. So it's like this kind of miscolored, meant from the like when it have been raining, and from like oil and metal and so on. So it's like I tried to grime it up with some more brown washes on like some places around rivets and so on, where you could have seen rain and so on get down. And here you can see that around the laser guns tops, or what it is, openings, or what you say, it is quite burned there from the heat of the lasers. And camouflage pretty much everywhere, as you can see. Yeah, it is everywhere, but yeah. And some damage to the camouflage colors. What can I say more? I have weathered it up quite much around the feet with a mud wash with AK Interactive, and some dry brushing on that with a brown color. So it really looks like, so the feet, the metal feet are like miscolored with brown mud or so, because it have been walking around quite much. And these pistons, or what is it called, I did with some metal color and a lighter highlight, and then I did a mix of a gloss varnish and a brown wash and a black wash together, and took it over and washed it over the whole piston. So I tried to get this like oily feel of it, so you can see that it's a little bit brownish and glossy. So they have like oiled these pistons and so on. So this is a dirty walker, and he's proud of it. He looks really menacing, as you can see. Let's take off one of these shirtsen. Quite weathered, as you can see, on both sides, and some grime and so on, as you can see. Here we have the side of the laser gun. The cords are in black and gray, so I didn't want to go for bright colors, because I think that is something that they just didn't do or so, because they don't want to be visible. The battery is a different color with just a dunkelgelb color, so I thought like the most things that they did with like Panzerfaust and stuff like that, and ammo boxes and stuff, was generally like in the dunkelgelb color. So I thought like, yeah, they would probably have the like cover of the batteries in they would be in like a dunkelgelb color too, because that's something that they are changing out on the walkers. So it didn't have the camouflage color, and it's weathered, as you may see. I quite like the result, actually. I hope it will be pleasing. So we should take this off and have a look at the side of this walker, so we can get more of a feeling of it. Oh, perfect, the sun is coming out, so now you can see it's the brighter color here. And you can see the camo at the side, and how the colors are worn off quite much around the rivets and so on. And with the grime that are going down in some places, that is the miscolored water, and yeah. I really like how it turned out. Actually, it looks really gritty and so on. It is, I think it is a quite realistic look to it. If you guys have some tips, you can tell me. Here we have the other side. So this guy has been out for battle quite some time and have dealing out his damage. Lovely model. Here we have the other side. Some more metal damage over there. And some, yeah. Lovely model. And the base I worked on with some rock gravel and some cork to make the rocks, and some forest scatter and so on from the base crafts, and some bark there, some from base crafts forest kit. So the cork, I did the rock colors and washed it and so on, tried to make it look like rocks, and I did a varnish on them so they would get a different texture, so it would look a bit different. And then I painted around the base with grey, so it matched up with the other infantry models that I have done for the owner before. So yeah, that is the first walker. 2 more walkers to go. One is really big, but we will take the one that is this size before. So I hope everyone is pleased with this video. So until next one, have a good one.